hey guys. Oh, that's a long way down there. We're here on the Carnival Liberty. I'm here with my friend Julie, and we're going to be talking about bars. It's not what you think. This is my new friend Julie that I mentioned. Julie is actually known on the interwebs as SoberJulie. You run a website called SoberJulie.com, right?
Sure do, yeah.
Hi Julie, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me, Rick.
Awesome, it's great to have you here. So let's talk about cruising and vacationing and how that applies to not drinking on a ship. You know, a lot of sometimes our fans, we take them out to a lot of restaurants. We do a lot of filming in restaurants and bars, and we enjoy great wines. We enjoy, libations of all kinds. And so, we enjoy showing them what we're having and stuff. And I've never really thought so much about, because we go to a lot of food and wine festivals, and never really thought about people who may not be interested in that. I mean, sure, they watch us, but let's talk about what's for people who don't drink.
Sure, you don't think about this until the day you stop drinking. Because, it's just not applicable.
Right.
For myself, when I used to travel, it was all about the wonderful wines and
Sure.
the different fantastic bars and drinks we can get. Until I started trying to imagine going away sober.
Right.
And what options there are. And when you're traveling, sometimes, unfortunately, the only choices are your coffee, tea, and pop.
Okay.
And for the juices, there's only so much I can elbow a little kid off a juice bar before I start to feel a little funny about it.
Yeah, sure, understandable.
So for me, as the years have gone on in sobriety, I've learned how to talk to the bartenders and how to get to know them to figure out what they're using as ingredients that we can make really decent drinks with.
Okay, and I'm going to ask some obviously stupid questions on this. Okay,
Yeah, let's do it.
And I love how understanding you are, and really have just Julie and I are on this cruise together on the Carnival Liberty. I actually got to see Journey while we were on our cruise.
It's
Weren't
so
they
great.
amazing?
I was
right?
singing like a teenager.
Right, yeah, it was just
Fantastic.
awesome. But we've shared some conversations over dinners and we've talked, and I'm intrigued by how comfortable you are talking about this, number one. So thank you very much for that. So back to my obviously stupid questions. So do you ever feel uncomfortable or odd or out of place when you walk into a bar or walk on a ship and there's people drinking and you're ordering things that not are drinks, not alcoholic drinks?
Oh yeah, I feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I'm just going to preface this to say that this is only my experience,
Right.
and certainly if you'd have spoken to me within the first 6 months of me being sober,
Yeah.
you wouldn't have seen me in a bar or anywhere where people were drinking,
Right.
because it was a totally new lifestyle. I was like a kid learning to walk again. I was still crawling,
Right,
and
right.
I didn't know how to navigate that in any social situation without
Yeah.
a drink in my hand, because with a drink in my hand I was much more open and relaxed.
Sure.
Whereas without it, I almost felt like I was starting to crawl again.
Sure, and I imagine it's very important, like you said, at least in the beginning part of that, to stay away from those natural places that would cause you to stumble and
Absolutely.
and go out of sobriety, right?
Yeah, and I know people in sobriety who have, 20 plus years, and they choose to still stay out of those environments.
Right.
And that's okay, just so everybody knows there's travel spots for that, where they are dry travel spots. A cruise, for me, is an easier choice comfort-wise than
Okay.
an all-inclusive.
Yeah, 'cause-
As an example, because all-inclusive, people are going and they're indulging, it seems, all day long, because there's no charges to it. It's free.
Sure. And you kind of prepaid for it too,
You've
right? So
prepaid
there's
for
almost
it.
a feeling like, well, I should do this. I paid for it.
Well,
right?
heck yeah, you get the most bang for your buck, right? If you're enjoying having a drink or two of alcohol,
Sure.
then go with it and go for it. But
Right.
on a cruise, people tend to temper that a little bit down because they're paying for each drink, or they've bought the drink program where there's a limit.
Right. And and just depending on the cruise that you're on and stuff, or the type of traveling you're doing. I mean, believe it or not, there are times when it's just more comfortable for me to order a club soda and not drink. I mean,
Yeah.
but again, like you said, if you're in that situation, if you're at a cocktail party, or if you're at a pre-dinner thing, or even at a dinner thing, because I travel a lot for business, so you don't want to be the one who feels the odd person out. Well, I'm not
That's
drinking.
it.
Well, what happened? Did you have a little much last night or whatever?
There's always the question, and,
Yeah.
and somewhere like a cruise or in a resort, you're meeting so many people, and
Yeah.
everybody wants to know your story. And
Right.
well, wait, why aren't you drinking? And people will be really open and forward and ask that.
Right.
And I don't answer saying I'm a recovering alcoholic.
Okay.
Because it's not me. I won't. That's not the first thing I say to them, because if I do that, they almost feel like I'm reprimanding them.
Ah.
And so instead, I just say, "Oh, not tonight," or whatever. And then once I get to know them, they'll catch on to my story naturally.
So that uncomfortableness kind of transfers over to them when you say, "Well, I choose not to drink."
Yeah, and I made that faux pas a lot of times in early sobriety, and slowly realized that was what was making people a little uncomfortable around
Right.
me. Because I'll tell you the truth, people don't even notice if you're not drinking, really. If you're holding something in your hand,
Club soda with a twist of lime.
absolutely,
could just
Diet Coke
could
with
be
lime,
anything.
whatever.
Sure.
But when I find a really great place that makes great drinks without alcohol,
Yeah.
it makes me super happy. Carnival happens to do that.
And I want to get to that too, because we just had a great mixology class at Alchemy Bar, where the drink that you're having now came from,
Yeah.
and they made you attended the same class that I did, and I chose to have the alcohol side of the menu, and
Yeah.
you chose the other one, and you looked like you had as much fun as I did.
Oh, I definitely did. When you could see, the biggest thing I say to people who don't drink is, I don't care why you don't drink, or
Right.
if you're not drinking that evening.
Right.
Go up and talk to your bartender.
Sure.
And say, what do you make in a non-alcoholic version of drinks that's used with fresh ingredients? And let them surprise you. Tell
Right.
them what flavors you do care for, what you don't, and just be pretty forward and ask the bar staff. And
Right.
they like a challenge.
Right. Well, first off, let's talk about that Alchemy Bar, because we're going to do a whole episode on that, guys. So you'll be able to search that out and find it. But Daniel, our mixologist at the Alchemy Bar, is just an incredible bartender. Has a knowledge and a range of ingredients that is just phenomenal. And first off, don't walk up there and order a rum and coke. It will not happen. Don't walk up there and order a Merlot or a Pinot Noir. Not going to happen. You can walk up and say something on the range of, I like strawberries and blueberries, and I don't like ginger. All right, I'm on that. He can do something with that, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And he'll actually ask you, alcoholic or not.
Right.
And that's a cool thing to have at an Alchemy Bar, where his specialty is
Right.
wonderful mixed drinks, cocktails. He'll ask you. He asked me last night without knowing that I didn't want alcohol.
Yeah.
And that was pretty cool.
That's awesome. So that's kind of like one for the home team.
One for
there,
the home
right?
team.
You know,
Woo!
I got somebody on my side.
That's right.
Who actually who is concerned about that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and that's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah. So Daniel is fantastic. I actually learned something very cool there. Did you know that the rind, or the zest, I guess it's the zest from an orange, is flammable? We learned that. That was pretty cool.
That is cool.
I mean, he's like a mad scientist over there. It's pretty phenomenal. So let's talk about what he made you. What is this?
Sure. This is just he does not give me names most
Okay.
of the time.
All right.
He used cucumber, muddled it, strawberries, and a little bit of 7-Up with some mint.
Awesome.
And as he said, it's a matter of developing the flavors together. And even the way he shakes his drinks, there's a methodology to it all, so that by the time it arrives to you, it's just got this perfect smooth flavor. And I know that goes with the alcohol drinks,
Sure.
base drinks as well.
Sure, he's got all the tools there. He can tell you which drinks need to be stirred and which drinks need to be shaken, and which types of alcohols are stirred and shaken. You don't shake gin, and it's okay to shake vodka in the case of martinis. And then in other drinks, you want to shake things that have cucumber in them, because it helps to release the flavor. So we're going to do a whole thing on that Alchemy Bar for sure. But back to your story, Julie. I mean, you blog about all kinds of things, right? On Sober
Yeah.
Julie. It's not just about your sobriety walk, but also about health and fitness and
Yeah.
recipes and menus, right? Tell us a
Yeah.
little bit about that.
Well, I started SoberJulie.com as a place to speak about life in recovery, because there's not a lot online, and when you're on the other side of it thinking about getting sober, you're looking for any and all information you can.
Okay.
It became, over time, over the last 5 years, it's become more or less a dialogue about everything I'm interested in. So there's simple recipes with great photography and fresh ingredients. There's health, dealing with, I like to hit the gym and tell all those ladies, probably more specifically than men, that it's not as intimidating to get up and get moving as I used to think it was.
Okay.
And then we talk about my family and my wacky kids and amazing husband and travel.
Right.
And the travel that we do and happenings around the house.
And you do have an amazing husband, Brad. You know, he's not with us here right now. He's with us on the cruise, and just enjoyed meeting you guys and hanging out and talking a bit. And it's just awesome. So you're from Toronto.
We're from Toronto, yeah.
You got a great food scene in Toronto, right?
We have some fantastic food. We are total foodies and love to go here, there, and everywhere. Check everything out. If you ever get the chance to go to Toronto, trust me, get in the food scene. It's redonkulously good. There is so much there. There's so many different cultures and flavors and opportunities around every corner. It's not expensive. And they have full foodie tours all around Toronto that you can book into and check out.
Awesome. So I'm sure some great restaurants. I've never been to Toronto, so I'm sure some great restaurants. I particularly love street food.
My husband is the street meat king, so if ever you're going, tweet me and ask me, and I'll ask Brad. He'll take care of you.
Awesome, awesome. Yeah, that would be great. We're going to put that one on the list, Toronto. So anything else that we want to talk about as far as travel and avoiding those uncomfortable situations that we talked about? I mean,
if I could just say, I would say to anybody who's in recovery or knows somebody who is, and you want to invite them on a trip and all the rest.
Right.
The actual travel company, so in this case we're with Carnival.
Right.
I can call up and ask them any question I have. Or people like yourselves, give a call over and say, here's my situation. I'm sober. I want this in an experience. Don't be afraid to check it out.
Right.
You know, maybe a spa, yoga, sober weekend isn't what you're looking for, and you're looking more like me to bring the whole family somewhere where everybody can get something.
Sure.
And for me, a cruise is a perfect thing. We get to experience different ports, and the kids club is amazing. My husband and I can go watch some shows in the evening. It's not all centered around alcohol.
Right, and it doesn't have to be. And you're not missing out. You know.
No, there's nothing.
Again, we talked about it a lot on our show because we do go to a lot of food and wine festivals, and we love the food and wine pairings. I mean, I believe that. Well, all right. So first of all, if you're drinking, you don't have to drink necessarily for that effect as much as we drink just for the pairings, because I believe that food comes alive and wine actually opens up with food.
But that's not to say that the food can't be as enjoyable for somebody who isn't able to do the wine at the food fest, because I still attend those.
Oh, absolutely. And that was kind of where I was going with that too. So,
I'm sorry to interrupt.
No, thank you.
That's why we get along.
Thank you for jumping in there, because that was exactly what I was going to say too. And so you're not missing out. It's okay, and Carnival or any other cruise line or any other destination, even if you are not in recovery, it's not just about a booze cruise kind of thing, you know. So, but you can come on this ship and be completely comfortable and enjoy some fantastic libations.
Yep.
And I don't know what libations mean. I've always thought that it means it's just a wonderful drink.
It's not really that liberating, really.
No. Okay, libations.
Maybe it is for him.
Okay, I don't know.
But another example is we were just on a snorkeling tour a month ago in Dominican.
Okay.
And it was an excursion, and we had asked about it. There were 2 different companies offering this tour.
Okay.
And so when we were booking it, I mentioned, listen, non-drinker, and I see it's advertised on both. Well, it turned out one of the tours was known as the party boat. That is what they aimed for, to get the best party going. So we chose the other boat. It was fantastic.
Right.
A great experience, but only because I was willing to ask.
To do the research, and again, another one of those smart decisions to make sure what situation you find yourself in, right?
Yeah.
So that's what's really important. It's just kind of protecting yourself and kind of knowing before you go. Always ask lots of questions. That's what a travel agent's for. It's what a travel planner's for. And it's also, if you're that travel planner in your family, it's what the internet's for. Just ask the Google, or the place that you're booking your trip, whether it be Carnival or any land-based place. Like Julie said, just ask questions. Find out, what you're getting yourself into and what's available for you. Whether it be a certain dietary restriction or whether it be the fact that you just choose not to drink while you're traveling. Right?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. So what else? Have a taste of that.
I don't know.
Tell me what it tastes like.
This is really, really fantastic.
Yeah.
It tastes fresh. It's cold, like a fresh cold. I mean,
Right.
and there's like a big burst of strawberry and mint. It's wonderful.
And you won't wake up with a hangover in the morning.
I get no hangovers.
Very awesome. Very awesome. Julie, thank you for stopping by and
Thank you,
taking
Rick.
time to tell us what is available for all those folks, because we get those questions, when we go around the Food and Wine Festival at Epcot or any of the other food and wine festivals that we attend, what's out there for those of us that don't drink. So we try to, point out, those kinds of things. And like you said, go for the food. The food's amazing.
The food is worth it.
Yeah,
We
the
did
food-
Epcot,
the food is
food and
amazing.
wine, and
Yeah.
I was happier than anybody there.
One of the most awesome food and wine food experiences, anywhere. So definitely
Yeah.
awesome.
Don't assume you're limited.
Right. Have you ever been to New Orleans?
This is on my bucket list.
Yeah. New Orleans has a wine and food experience there. It's actually called NALFI, New Orleans Wine and Food Experience, and some of the most awesome food. You're gonna love it. So
love it.
definitely check it out.
I will.
Mayish.
That's coming up. We better get
coming up.
moving.
Yeah, coming up, and every year. So just awesome. Well, again, thanks for stopping by. Thank you so much for sharing your story, and I applaud you for what you're doing. I mean,
Oh,
it's
thanks.
fantastic, and thank you for enlightening me and enlightening all these guys as to what's available and how you don't have to feel weird.
Yeah, not
Very
weird.
cool. You're not weird, and you don't have to feel weird about it, and that's awesome. All right, guys, listen, thanks a lot for watching. Be sure to check out Julie's website, SoberJulie.com. If you got any questions, drop me an email. Contact Julie from her website. We'd love to talk to you about what we've talked about here. Love to talk to you more about Carnival, and definitely want to take you into Alchemy Bar. We're going to give you a little bit of different experience there, but Julie was right there through all of that and had some awesome drinks as well, just like we did. But you're going to love Daniel. He's a mad scientist, and he loves what he does. All right, thanks for watching. We'll see you right back here next week for another episode of Travel with Rick. So long, Julie.
See you, Rick.
So long, guys.
When it's time to plan your next vacation, you need the experience of someone who can help you make the best decision for your vacation dollars. With over 18 years of experience, Kingdom Magic Vacations can help you plan your next trip to incredible destinations like Disney, Universal, cruises, and all-inclusive destinations. Our team of travel planners are with you every step of the way. All you have to do is relax and enjoy your vacation. We do all the work. Call 866-972-6244 or visit kingdommagic.com to start planning your vacation today.
Hey guys, thanks a lot for watching this week's show. We're here on the beautiful brilliance of the seas. Look at this ship behind me. This whole ship, not this ship, but this whole ship is gorgeous. It's just absolutely beautiful. And this is Schooner Bar, one of our favorite places. We've been hanging out on the ship because it's all nautically themed like this. Just incredible. Listen, we wanted to remind you to drop your email address up there in the upper right hand corner. That way you're signed up for our feed. Every time we put something new here on the blog, you'll be the first to find out about it, and you won't miss a thing. If you want to find out everything else that we're doing, check out our Facebook page, facebook.com/travelwithrick. That's where we put our question of the week. You can find out where we're going, hear what we think about where we've been, and hang out with other Travel with Rick friends. If you're on iTunes or YouTube, we have channels in both of those places as well. So check those out over there. Also, you never know where we're going to be, so check us out right back here next week for another episode of Travel with Rick. So long, everybody.